What if that primal, chilling sensation that someone is watching you isn't just your imagination, but a real, scientifically baffling phenomenon? What if your brain, your body, and even the universe itself are equipped with a hidden capacity to sense an unseen gaze, offering a tantalizing glimpse into a sixth sense that science has yet to fully comprehend? In this video, we're diving into 10 astonishing reasons why that feeling of being watched might be real, exploring the neurological quirks, the evolutionary advantages, and the strange, inexplicable reports that defy our current understanding. From the brain's gaze detection mechanism and the power of empathy to bizarre, psychological phenomena, and even a touch of quantum physics, get ready to question the very nature of your own senses. And trust me, the number one reason on this list is so profound, its implications will make you rethink your understanding of consciousness and its connection to the world around you. You're about to explore the fascinating intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and the unexplained, pushing the boundaries of what it means to truly see and be seen. Can you imagine a part of your brain that is specifically dedicated to sensing when someone is looking at you, even from behind? Stick around, because I'm going to reveal how a powerful neurological mechanism might be triggering that feeling. Before we explore this chilling sensation, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. Share this with a friend who's ever felt a shiver down their spine. And if you haven't already, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on more mind-bending content from 360 World. And I want to hear from you. What's your most memorable experience of feeling watched? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. 10. The brain's gaze detection mechanism, an innate sense of being seen. What if your brain possesses a specific, powerful neurological mechanism designed to detect being watched, even if the person is outside of your field of vision? Imagine a specialized circuit in your brain that processes social cues and visual input to alert you when a pair of eyes is focused on you. A primal survival instinct honed over millions of years of evolution. This isn't just an intuitive feeling. The brain's gaze detection mechanism is a real and well-documented function, and its hypersensitivity is often the scientific explanation for that chilling sense of being watched. How does your brain know when it's being observed? Neuroscience has shown that a specific area of the brain, the superior temporal sulcus, STS, is highly active when we perceive that someone is looking at us. This region is a crucial part of our social brain, helping us interpret nonverbal cues, intentions, and emotions. This gaze detection ability is incredibly acute and subtle. We can detect a direct gaze from a person's eyes, even if their head is turned slightly away, and we can even perceive it in static images or drawings. This innate, highly sensitive mechanism is a powerful survival tool. It helped our ancestors quickly identify a predator or a social rival, and its residual function in modern humans often triggers that chilling feeling of being watched, even when we can't see the observer. Your brain, sensing a gaze from behind. What primal instinct is this powerful mechanism awakening in you? Let me know in the comments. And brace yourself, because our next reason involves a subtle form of empathy. 9. Empathic echoes, mirroring a gaze. Imagine that when someone is staring intently at you, your brain, through a subtle form of empathy, might be mirroring their own gaze and attention, giving you a vague sense of being the object of their focus. What if the feeling of being watched is not just your brain's own detection, but a subtle echo of another person's intense concentration on you? This isn't just a simple feeling. Empathic echoes, linked to mirror neurons and our deep social connections, could be a key contributor to that sense of being watched, suggesting that we can, at a subconscious level, feel another person's intent or focus. How does one person's gaze create a feeling in another? Mirror neurons in our brains fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing that same action, a neurological basis for empathy and understanding. When someone stares at you, their brain is in a state of high concentration and focus. Some theories suggest that through a subtle form of empathic connection or mirroring, your own brain might pick up on this intense focus, not as a direct thought, but as a vague, intuitive feeling that you are the object of their attention. This would be a subconscious, non-visual awareness of another person's mental state, manifesting as that chilling sense of being watched. It's a fascinating theory that links our innate social connections to our deepest and often unexplained sensations. Feeling the focus of someone else's mind. What other subtle connections are we missing in our daily interactions? Don't go anywhere, because our next reason involves sound and movement. 8. Auditory and peripheral cues, a subconscious alarm. Have you ever felt someone's presence behind you, only to turn and find them there, even though you didn't consciously hear or see them? Imagine your brain picking up on a subtle sound, a faint footstep, a rustle of clothing, or a fleeting movement in your peripheral vision, and instantly flagging it as a potential threat before you are even aware of it. This isn't just a lucky guess. Auditory and peripheral cues are powerful subconscious signals that our brains process at incredible speed, often triggering that feeling of being watched as a primal alarm system. How do we see or hear without consciously knowing it? Our brains are constantly processing an enormous amount of sensory data, much of it happening below the level of conscious awareness. This includes subtle auditory cues that can signal the presence of a person, a faint footstep, a breathing sound, or fleeting movements in our peripheral vision that we don't consciously register. In an evolutionary context, this was a vital survival tool. Detecting a predator or a rival out of the corner of your eye, or hearing a sound that signified danger, was a matter of life or death. When this subconscious data is processed, it can trigger a powerful fight or flight response, manifesting as that chilling feeling of being watched. A primal alarm system that is often our brain's first reaction to a potential presence. A subconscious alarm triggered by unseen cues. What other subtle dangers are our brains warning us about? Up next, a strange psychological phenomenon where our brains create an unseen observer. 7. The third eye phenomenon. Self-awareness overload. What if the feeling of being watched is actually a strange psychological trick where your own sense of self-awareness is so heightened that your brain creates an observer of your actions? Imagine an inner monologue, a feeling of being judged or watched, that your brain externalizes, making it feel like a real external presence. This isn't just an intrusive thought. The third eye phenomenon is a bizarre psychological state that can be triggered by self-consciousness, social anxiety, or heightened awareness, creating an illusion of being watched that is entirely self-generated. How does your own mind create an external observer? The third eye phenomenon, or the observer effect in social psychology, refers to the feeling of being watched, judged, or scrutinized. This often occurs in moments of heightened self-consciousness or social anxiety. Our brains in these moments create a mental model of how we appear to others. In some cases, this can become so vivid and externalized that it feels like a real external presence is observing us. This is a powerful psychological illusion where the feeling of being watched is not a response to an external person, but a manifestation of our own internal self-monitoring and social anxiety. It highlights the profound connection between our perception of self and our perception of the world around us. A self-generated observer created by your own mind. What does this say about your deep-seated social anxieties? Don't go anywhere, because our next reason involves a strange form of psychological projection. 6. Subconscious social prediction. Anticipating an encounter. Have you ever had a premonition that you were about to run into someone, or that a friend was about to call, and moments later it came true? Imagine your brain subconsciously recognizing patterns in your environment, your routine, or even your internal thoughts, and anticipating a social encounter before it happens, manifesting as that chilling feeling of being watched. This isn't just a lucky guess. Subconscious social prediction is a powerful function of the brain that analyzes vast amounts of data and recognizes patterns to predict future events, often giving us a powerful yet unexplainable sense of foreknowledge. How does your brain know who you're about to run into? Our brains are master prediction engines, constantly analyzing patterns in our environment and our own behavior to predict future events. This is a fundamental part of how we make decisions and navigate the world. For example, your brain might subconsciously recognize that a specific time of day, a particular location, and a certain combination of environmental cues, a familiar smell, a sound, are often associated with running into a specific person. It processes this data and gives you a feeling of foreknowledge. This prediction is not a psychic ability, but a highly sophisticated form of pattern recognition. The feeling of being watched in this context could be a subconscious alert that a social encounter is imminent, a powerful signal that your brain is predicting an event before it happens. Your brain predicting a social encounter. What hidden patterns of your life is your mind constantly analyzing? Coming up next, a bizarre phenomenon of group energy. 5. The shared group mind. A collective sense of observation. What if, in a group of people, the feeling of being watched isn't an individual sensation, but a shared collective experience, almost like a group mind, sensing an external observer? Imagine a crowd of people in a room, all simultaneously getting a sudden, chilling sense that they are being watched, even though they can't see the observer. This isn't just mass hysteria. The shared group mind is a bizarre psychological phenomenon that suggests that in a group setting, a collective intuition or sensory experience can be created, amplifying a subtle signal and making it feel like a profound shared reality. How does a group feel something together? In a group of people, emotional and physiological states can be easily transferred through nonverbal cues, micro-expressions, and even pheromones. This can lead to a state of collective emotional resonance, where the group feels something together. If one person in a group has a subtle sense of being watched, their nonverbal cues might unconsciously signal a heightened state of awareness to others. The other people, picking up on this subtle signal, might then also experience a similar feeling, amplifying it into a powerful collective sensation. This phenomenon, sometimes called collective intuition or group mind, suggests that the feeling of being watched can be a shared experience, highlighting the incredible power of group dynamics and the subtle ways we influence each other's perceptions. A group of people, all feeling watched at once. What profound unspoken connections exist within a crowd? Don't go anywhere, because our next reason involves a strange form of visual projection. 4. The autoscopic illusion, seeing yourself watching you. What if the feeling of being watched is not an external presence, but a bizarre neurological illusion where your own consciousness projects an image of yourself observing you from a distance? Imagine seeing a ghostly doppelganger of yourself in a room, silently watching your every move, a chilling hallucination triggered by a misfiring brain. This isn't just a ghost story. The autoscopic illusion is a neurological phenomenon where a person experiences a visual projection of their own body in space. A self-generated hallucination that can feel like a real external presence. How does your brain create a doppelganger of you? The autoscopic illusion is a type of out-of-body experience where a person sees a duplicate of their own body in the visual space. It is a neurological phenomenon, often linked to brain lesions, seizures, or specific states of consciousness. In some cases, this visual projection of one's own body can feel like a real external observer, triggering that chilling sense of being watched. This is a profound, self-generated hallucination where the brain's internal image of the self is externalized and misinterpreted as another presence. This illusion, while rare, offers a fascinating glimpse into the deep neurological mechanisms of self-awareness and the startling ways in which the brain can create and project its own reality, a haunting reminder that the ultimate watcher might be you. A doppelganger watching you from afar. What chilling truths about your own consciousness does this illusion reveal? Now, prepare for the top 3, which delve into the most profound and unsettling reasons why that feeling might be real. The next one is about a deep connection to others. 3. The ghost in the machine, quantum entanglement, a non-local connection? What if, on a quantum level, a person's intense focus on you creates a non-local, energetic connection, a subtle form of telepathy that your consciousness can feel, even if you are miles apart? Imagine that your minds, your consciousness, and your intentions are not entirely separate, but are connected by an invisible subatomic bond. This isn't just a fantasy. Quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where two particles are linked and affect each other instantaneously, regardless of distance, is a highly speculative but tantalizing concept that some theories link to consciousness and the ability to feel a non-local gaze. Can you really feel someone's intent from afar? Quantum entanglement is a real, well-documented phenomenon in physics, but its application to human consciousness and the feeling of being watched is purely theoretical. The idea is that if consciousness is in some way a quantum phenomenon, then two conscious beings could be entangled. This would mean that a person's intense focus on you could create a subtle, energetic resonance that your own consciousness could feel, even without any physical or sensory input. This would be a profound, non-local connection, a subtle form of telepathy that science cannot yet measure or understand. While this remains in the realm of speculative physics and is not a mainstream scientific theory, the concept of quantum entanglement offers a fascinating, albeit unproven, framework for how a sixth sense might work, hinting at a hidden reality that transcends our physical senses, a non-local connection linked by quantum physics. What other profound, unseen connections might link all of humanity? Up next, a chilling theory about an external energy field. 2. The electromagnetic field anomaly, an unseen presence. What if the feeling of being watched isn't a psychic or neurological event, but a biological response to a subtle, unseen shift in the electromagnetic fields around you? Imagine your brain and nervous system, which are fundamentally electrical, picking up on a subtle energy field emitted by another person or an external presence, creating a sensation of being observed. This isn't just a feeling. The electromagnetic field anomaly is a fascinating hypothesis that suggests that a living being's bioelectric field might subtly interact with your own, or that a subtle external energy field is being detected, triggering that chilling feeling of being watched. Are we picking up on unseen energy? The human body, particularly the brain and nervous system, generates its own subtle electromagnetic fields. When two people are in close proximity, their bioelectric fields might interact in ways that are not fully understood. Some theories suggest that the feeling of being watched could be a response to a subtle, non-visual change in the electromagnetic fields around you, which your nervous system picks up on, but which you cannot consciously perceive. This is a fascinating, albeit unproven, biological theory that links the feeling of being watched to a physical, measurable phenomenon. It suggests that our bodies might be equipped with a subtle, non-sensory form of perception that is constantly scanning the environment for an unseen presence, picking up on unseen energy fields. What does this say about the true nature of human perception? And now, for the number one ultimate reason why that feeling might be real, something that fundamentally questions the nature of your own existence. This is the one that changes everything. 1. The holographic universe and the observer effect, a cosmic gaze. What if the feeling of being watched isn't an individual experience, but a fundamental property of the universe itself, where the act of observing is a crucial event that creates reality? Imagine that our entire universe is a vast hologram, and the act of consciousness observing it and each other is what gives it form, and the feeling of being watched is a subtle echo of this universal observer effect. This isn't just a theory. The holographic universe and the observer effect is a revolutionary concept from physics that suggests that the universe is fundamentally an information field, and the act of consciousness observing it is what brings it into being, making the feeling of being watched a profound echo of a universal cosmic gaze. Are you an observer, and are you being observed by the universe itself? The holographic principle suggests that the information describing our 3D universe is encoded on a 2D boundary. The observer effect in quantum mechanics states that the act of observing a system influences its state, collapsing it from a state of possibility to a state of certainty. When you feel you are being watched, you are experiencing the feeling of being an object of observation. On a quantum level, the very act of consciousness focusing on you is, in a profound way, creating your reality. The feeling of being watched could be a subtle, almost spiritual, echo of this fundamental cosmic process. A profound reminder that you are not just a passive object in the universe, but an active, conscious subject, and that your own existence is a continuous act of being observed and observing. It's the ultimate truth of consciousness, isn't it? A cosmic gaze, bringing your reality into being. It's the ultimate truth of your own consciousness, isn't it? If these astonishing reasons why that feeling of being watched might be real left you speechless, then you absolutely have to check out our next video right here, where we explore even more bizarre scientific phenomena that defy current understanding. You won't want to miss it. And remember, if you only scrolled to the end of this video, you missed out on the startling reality of the brain's gaze detection mechanism and the perplexing nature of empathic echoes. Definitely go back and watch those parts. Before you go, hit that like button one last time, share this video with anyone who needs a wake-up call about their own senses, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Join the 360 World community, and let's keep exploring the mind's most profound and unsettling secrets together. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and keep an eye on your own back.